Have you ever wondered why? Even though we live in a world full of real heroes, teachers, parents, nurses, soldiers, honest workers, we still end up worshiping superheroes who don't even exist. Why do our minds light up more for a man who shoots webs than for a man who wakes up at 5 a.m. to provide for his family? Why do we cheer fictional courage but ignore real kindness happening right beside us? And here's the strangest part. Your brain already knows what's real and what's fake, yet it still chooses the fake. Why? Let's dive into the uncomfortable truth behind why superheroes replace real role models in our minds, and why we fall in love with illusions more easily than reality itself. So welcome, dear viewer. Today we're talking about the psychology, the emotion, and the cultural shift that made us follow caped icons more than human beings and trust fantasies more than the messy, imperfect, complicated truth of real life. This video will help you understand yourself, your mind, your desires, and maybe even your struggles. Because if you've ever compared your life to something impossible, if you've ever felt not enough while watching perfect heroes on the screen, you're not alone. See, for thousands of years, humans survived by telling stories. Stories of gods, warriors, monsters, legends. These stories helped us understand power, courage, hope, fear. So today's superheroes aren't new. They're just modern versions of ancient myths with better graphics and cooler suits. But in the old days, stories were lessons, not escapes. Now they've become our comfort zones, our emotional shortcuts, our dopamine boosters. Imagine a child entering a cinema, sitting in that dark hall, and suddenly seeing a man fly, lift cars, save worlds. How can the child ever go back to being inspired by the gentle, quiet father sitting next to him? This is where the rising action begins. Section 1. We love superheroes because they offer a perfect version of life we secretly crave. Real life is slow, messy, confusing, but superheroes are clean, precise, powerful. Real life gives us small wins and long struggles. Superheroes give us big victories every 20 minutes. Real people fail, hesitate, doubt, but superheroes recover instantly, rise dramatically, and speak in flawless punchlines. And our brain, especially the emotional part, loves shortcuts. It wants the feeling of power without the work of earning it. That's why a fictional hero becomes a faster source of inspiration than a real human being. Section 2. Real role models are complicated. They have flaws, they make mistakes, they disappoint us, they say the wrong things, they change their minds. They are human. But superheroes, their mistakes are scripted, their flaws are romanticized, their failures are temporary and beautifully written. Reality is unpredictable. Fiction is controllable. And deep inside, we crave control. That's why the mind picks the easy idol over the imperfect human that actually exists. Section 3. We use superheroes as emotional bandages. When we feel weak, we watch strength. When we feel alone, we watch loyalty. When we feel lost, we watch purpose. When we feel ordinary, we watch extraordinary. Fiction becomes a mirror that shows us not who we are, but who we wish we were. And sometimes that wish is more comfortable than truth. But here's the catch. The more we escape, the more reality hurts, because escapism always leaves you hungrier than before. Section 4. The media industry knows this and uses it. Superhero movies are designed using scientific emotional triggers, music that makes you feel brave, camera angles that make heroes look bigger, dialogue that makes you feel awakened, colors that excite your brain. Everything is engineered to keep you watching, cheering, idolizing. Real role models don't have background music when they struggle. They don't have slow motion when they rise. They don't get applause when they help. So your brain naturally chooses the more rewarding option, fiction. Section 5. We compare ourselves to superheroes but admire real people less because their growth is invisible. A superhero becomes better in a 2-hour movie. A real person becomes better in 2 years. We don't see the slow progress, the silent battles, the invisible strength. So we underestimate real courage because it doesn't come with dramatic effects. But let me tell you a truth people rarely say out loud. Most real heroes look boring from the outside. A mother caring for her children, a farmer working under the sun, a man choosing honesty when no one is watching, a student fighting anxiety every day but still showing up. These are the real heroes, but they don't look like heroes because life doesn't add dramatic lighting to them. And now we reach the heart of the problem, the climax. Superheroes replace real role models not because they're better, but because we have stopped looking closely at real humans. We scroll too fast to notice real courage. We compare too much to appreciate real kindness. We want big stories, not quiet truths. We want perfection, not humanity. We want fantasy, not effort. And worst of all, we want to be inspired without being challenged. Superheroes make us feel inspired without requiring us to change. Real role models demand responsibility. They challenge us, irritate us, push us, and sometimes force us to confront uncomfortable truths. Fiction comforts us. Reality corrects us. And most people choose comfort. But here comes the twist, the real insight. Superheroes are not the problem. Our blindness is. We forgot how to see the hero in the ordinary. We forgot how to admire the silent fighters around us. We forgot that real strength isn't in flying, it's in staying grounded. We forgot that real bravery isn't fighting aliens, it's fighting your own fears. We forgot that real compassion isn't saving worlds, it's saving one person at a time. The moment you start observing real people, you'll realize they are far more complex, far more inspiring, far more human than any fictional superhero ever written. So what's the lesson? Why do superheroes replace real role models? Because we let them. Because we ignore the beauty of imperfection. Because we forget that role models are supposed to be real, relatable, reachable, not fictional fantasies we can never become. If you want inspiration that truly changes your life, look around you. Look at the people who survive without superpowers. Look at the ones who keep going without applause. Look at the ones who rise without a script. That's where the real heroes hide. Quiet, humble, unnoticed. And maybe one of those real heroes is you. So tell me in the comments, who is a real-life hero you've ignored, misunderstood, or never appreciated enough? And which superhero shaped your childhood and why? I'd love to read your stories. If this video made you think, made you pause, or made you see the world differently, hit like, share it with someone, and subscribe for more deep dives into human psychology and emotional truth. Remember, superheroes may entertain you, but real people shape you. Don't forget to admire the ones who bleed, break, and still stand. And in the next video, we're exploring why we secretly admire villains more than heroes. There's a darker truth waiting. Stay tuned.